Hello, 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 Virgos. Welcome. Just getting sort of started a little bit here. So, my name is Patty. For those that are brand new, welcome. I appreciate you coming and trying out my channel. I am an empath that does intuitive tarot along with astrology and numerology. So, I put all the vibrations and energies together. However, we are driven by divine first. So, anything, energies, or messages that come through are divine driven. And we just got done this today. I'm recording this on the 27th. We're actually in the process of finishing our full moon, started the 26th and the 27th in some parts of the world. So amazing energies this time. Boy, it drained me dry. It drained me dry. Big, big, big full moon last night. If you didn't get to see it, oh my goodness. It was brighter than bright could be. Good thing to get your crystals out and regenerate your crystals as well. So anyway, this is for the week of May 3rd through the 9th. So we are already into May. We're into those full moon energies. We're seeing what's going on because we know that those energies will last until about the 1st of May. They dissipate as they go. However, that's where they are. I don't have any other announcements coming up other than just the new video that I had posted about why is my tarot different. Something for you to watch. It's only a little 7-minute thing if you're brand new and you don't quite understand what I'm doing. But I do try to educate as I go, like what oracles are, with what, when I talk astrology and things like that. So I hope you enjoy it and I hope it resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you, whoever the first person that comes into your head may resonate with, and you may want to share those. All right. So let's get started. As we got the first card out already, the Oracle, that is the Divine's card. Now that's just sort of a message to you. Okay, so you got to remember, tarot is sort of like the telephone, the message in between, that wand, that magician wand that sits there and tries to communicate between the second dimension and where we are in the first dimension. So the tarot cards are doing that. So I usually joke around and say, hello, are you there? So this is what this is. Okay, so the word for you guys today, this might be something you've been asking about. This might be something you're struggling with. Something might you be not trying to figure out. That's why the first card is the most important, because those are energies of the divine coming through. So that first card is the butterfly. Now, when we think of a butterfly, we think of its beauty. Okay, but we don't think about the transformation it got to that beauty, okay? Because that is also the number 7. That's about potential and ambition. This is transformation for you to what your potential and your ambition is for your life. So the divine's letting you know that you're possibly in a transformation process. However, you cannot skip a step. That's the number one thing he's trying to get through, download through. You can't miss a step. So if you have a caterpillar, goes to the cocoon and the butterfly, the caterpillar cannot miss the step of the cocoon to become a beautiful butterfly. So a lot of the times we want to skip a step and we can't. It's just not the way process works, not the way transition works. So if this is your thing that you've been asking, or if you're struggling, it's like, why can't I just get this right? Why can't this happen? Why isn't it working? It's maybe because you're trying to skip a step and you got to go back to that step, learn that step, and then transition to the next step. So a lot of the times we want to skip it. It's sort of like cram studying. We want to skip the step of doing the homework, doing the process every day, every week. We just want to cram the night before the exam and get it all in and skip that whole big step. And some of us are really good crammers and some of us aren't. So that is a really huge thing. So what is it in your life? Okay, because this isn't a message for me. This is a message for you guys. And maybe it is a message for me because I'm a Virgo too. So remember not to skip the step. Okay, the current energies of the week between the 2nd and the 9th, or excuse me, the 3rd and the 9th, is going to be the spider. The spider is about creative projects and the number 6. Okay, so the number 6 is about your harmony and improvement, which these go hand in hand. Okay, and the spider is about creative. Okay, this is a creative process. Again, it's a very creative process to go from caterpillar to cocoon to to the butterfly. It's very creative. It's very beautiful. It's very miraculous. So whatever it is that you're doing and you're moving forward in, this is a creative process that is going to blossom and grow into something very beautiful. So you just have to be patient through this process. The future energy is probably something that maybe you want to ask yourself, because with these two cards side by side, the divine might be saying, hey, you're holding yourself back. So the frog is the future energy, and that is for actually a couple of months. That's not just for the next week or the next weekend. That's actually for a couple of months. And that's the number 5, because it's new and fresh. This whole transformation to the final stages is uncomfortable. It's also new. It's sort of a little scary, but a little exciting. It's when we are looking at that birth canal and the baby's coming out. It's like scary. It's exciting. You know, the baby's almost here. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, what are we going to do? What's it going to look like? What's she going to look like? It's almost a very exciting stage because you put everything into it. It's all your blood, sweat, tears, and all your creativity in your mind and everything. So this is where you get to be a little bit nervous. However, you got to make sure everything is in order. Everything is you've got things in order, your ducks in a row, because here's the thing. If you're going to transition into something and you're not ready, if you watch the full moon video, you're going to really catch this. If you haven't watched the full moon video, it's probably just going to go. So go back and watch the full moon video about all the signs. But again, this is about the horse coming out of the chute. And remember, when we talked about that, if the horse is coming out of the chute and it's not ready, and these are the full moon energies, and this is the full moon in planet card, if you're not ready and you're ready to sprint a short race, but they throw in, this is a long race, you're not prepared. So you're going to poop out, and you're going to lose energy, and you're going to lose fuel, and you're going to sit there and burn out and want to stop in the middle of the race. So you go back to the full moon reading that I just did yesterday. You're going to understand what we're talking about. This is the tortoise and the hare. And what's holding you back is the releasing of your baggage. So sometimes we start something off with a really good intent, and we've trained and we've worked hard and we've done our due diligence. However, we forget a step. So we have to not only look from now, especially as a business owner, in any project that you do, we look at the now, but then we have to look at how it's going to affect in a year, how it's going to affect in 2 years, how it's going to affect in 3 years, how it's going to affect in the long run. And that's the thing, is with releasing this baggage, we just don't realize how much that past that we're carrying with us is just dragging us to lose our space in the race. All right. So that's something. If you go back to the full moon reading, you'll understand, and then maybe you'll have to come back. Oh, now I get it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because this is a transition process for somebody. Definitely a transition process for somebody. Ooh. Yeah, it's a brand new energy. So somebody is starting something new, something beautiful, something that you've really, really wanted to do. It is there. It is ready. It's ready for your excitement. It's ready for your enthusiasm. It's ready for your, what do you call it? I hate to say it this way. I don't want to say it this way. Sort of naiveness in it, because it's like, oh, they're going to learn as they go. They'll learn in their process, okay? Because there is an offering here. Something is going to happen here. This could be also a money offering. This could be a work offering. This could lead you even further, like traveling. I don't know where that's going to be, but that's something. Oops, sorry about that. I thought I turned that off. But that's going to lead you to something even more in depth of what you want to be doing. Okay. It's just that cleaning house. You've got to be able to clean house in that future. You've got to be able to go the long race. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So some of you think that you're ready for the long race. However, let me ask you this. If there was some temptation or some distraction, or somebody said something that was against your character, even though it wasn't true, but they said it and it's being spread. Are you ready for that? And can you withstand that? So if you're going into something like this here for me, tarot, you know, when I came out to do tarot and when I came out and shared my spirituality, I had to be prepared that I might be bombarded, or people might say, you got to be kidding, you're doing that stuff. Oh, that's crap. Why are you doing that kind of a stuff? Why are you going into satanic stuff? Why are you doing, you know, I'm going to get that. And that's what this is going to be for somebody, because it's that transition and finding out who's on your side and who's not on your side, because there's not going to be somebody on your side. There is going to be somebody that's going to be bucking that. And you know what? That's really a good thing for you, because that shows you where you're at in your transition process. It also shows you what you're made of. That's that current energy. That's the current energy to say, you know what? You can say what you thought I saw somebody there. I was like, I don't have anybody in the house right now. You would say to them, you know, okay, whatever you say, not a problem. If that's what you believe in, okay, you go your way, I'll go mine. Not a big problem. Now, if you're going to get all huffy, that's not the way that I am. That's not what, you know, and you get all upset. You might not be quite ready yet, but you're in that transition process to realize, oops, I got mad for no reason. I got upset for no reason. I didn't hold my tongue. I didn't stand in maturity in what I believe in and what I'm going to do. I need to, you know, relearn that lesson a little bit. That transformation process right there needs to be honed up a little bit and say, okay, I need to back up and redo that. And that's what we do. We do redo it. We go back and redo it. And that's the great thing about life, is we can have do-overs, you know. But this is something that is definitely for you today. Definitely. This is what you're headed for what you dreamed and what you wished. Okay, so this is the cup of, or the 9 of cups. This is a really strong passion in your heart. Got to get rid of that baggage, though. This is what I'm concerned about, this future energy, because some people say, well, I can do it. I can handle it. And you haven't done any healing. You haven't done, it's like a new relationship. You're like, oh yeah, I can do this. You know, I'm all healed up. Nobody's ever healed up 100%. Nobody's ever healed up 100%. So you're lying to yourself, because we all have something that we work on. We all have a weakness that we need to keep working on. And the thing is that if you don't clean that house, if you don't admit that you still have stuff to work on and open that and become more vulnerable, especially if this is a relationship coming up, then you're going to actually sabotage it without even knowing it. So that's the beauty of this. This is the divine saying, are you ready? Have you healed? Have you grown? Have you released your past baggage? Have you? Yeah, definitely. Sorry, bit my card. We have the 8 of Wands. Definitely about communication, something coming in fast, something is a desire fast, something that you want to do is fast. So be ready for something, because it's headed there real quick. So make sure you've gone through all your processes. Whatever you wanted, it's coming. When the divine works, he works fast. It's not like, okay, well, we'll do it. You want this? Oh, okay, maybe next year. No, it just depends. But if it's something that you're ready for and that you asked for, he boom, 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 he makes it happen. Okay, so that is something really, really important. Be ready, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm ready, and they're really not. They're lying to themselves. They say on the outside they are, but on the inside, they haven't even done their homework. You know? It's like finally getting a degree in something, having the book smarts, saying, yep, I'm going to go out. Say you're a counselor or a doctor or whatever, and you say, yep, I'm ready. I got my book smarts now. I'm going to go out, and the first patient comes in, and it's something that you've never dealt with. And you weren't taught that in the book smarts. So now how are you going to do that? How are you going to process that? How are you going to help that person? Same with a doctor. You're an MD, but you got somebody who comes to you with something of their feet. Well, that's a specialty. That's a podiatrist. You don't have that, because you only get a little section of feet in your book smarts kind of a thing. So you've got to hone in whatever you're doing, creativity for you, whatever job it is, whatever you're doing, you have to continue to educate yourself all the time. That's the great thing about your first card out. This is energy. This is energy that is positive. It's new. It's fresh. It's like going in the spring and smelling a fresh breath air. fresh of a breath of fresh air. All right. So that's where this is. All right. So let's see what other energies we have going here. So Divine, is there any other energies, please, that are going to be coming through today? Because this we have is somebody's getting ready for something bigger. I'm not quite sure if they are ready because of their future energy, the frog. So somebody may be ready, but somebody's not because they got to get that tough skin. Thank you. So yeah, you have to really get tough. If you're going into business, you've got to have tough skin. Not too tough, but be tough. All right, let's see what else we've got here. What other energies are going to come through? I'm not hearing too many on the other side today. Maybe it's too late in the day. Maybe they're all having fun. Hey, Star, welcome. Okay, yeah. So, like I said in the very beginning, there is that one opportunity for something, right? Okay, somebody's going to have a really good opportunity, but somebody's going to have to really get some tough skin. I keep hearing tough skin, tough skin. And what does that mean? You know, because somebody might not understand that. So when somebody comes at you, and this might be even in your daily life, if somebody is coming at you and they say something that is maybe not personally directed to you, but it is something like saying, okay, just hypothetical. Maybe they're saying something about, oh my gosh, did you see Sally's hair? Oh my gosh, it looks like she just got out of bed. What kind of haircut did she get? And you take that personally, sort of like, oh, well, maybe they're talking about them, but they're really talking about me. You begin to internalize that, and you've twisted it now rather than thinking that, you know, they're talking about Sally. They're actually talking about you when it has nothing to do with you. That is the tough skin. It's also transforming your mind to bring it back to reality, saying, oh yeah, well, no, Sally, you know, she likes that haircut, let her have it. And then you don't even think about yourself in that. That's transforming it. That's getting this process, transformation process in your mind to think more in reality than your perspective. Should I say that again? So it is a mindset that you put into your mind of what is real and what is not in your perception, because it's not real. Sometimes our truth is not real. Woo, that's a mouthful. And the reason why I say that is because many people, and I hate to say it, mostly women, they misconstrue what somebody is actually saying. And sometimes they'll internalize it because we're emotional beings rather than more logical and reality kind of beings. But many of us actually think about things as them being towards themselves when it has nothing to do with them. That's the energy that I'm getting with another energy here. So that is emotional baggage that is sort of broken in your mindset that needs to transform to a higher level, and realizing that the reality needs to be paid attention to more so than what we perceive it to be. I don't know if that makes sense to somebody. And I don't know why they taught me or got me talking that way, but I'm like, okay. So that's the really one key thing here, because that can really break down either a friendship or relationship. It can really, especially if people are texting, completely blow friendships and relationships apart. I hate texting. Hate it. In fact, I do text a friend and he says, would you call me? I'm like, sure, I'll call you. And then, why do you text me? Just call me. It's like, well, I don't want to bother somebody in case they're busy. But the thing is that because he doesn't pick up the phone all the time, so I don't want to bother him because he is a business person, so I don't want to do that. He's like, no, just call me anytime. Stop texting. So we get into this texting habit, and then I'll leave voice texts, and it's like, no, I said, call me. So we have to pay attention outside of our own perspective and see what the reality is. His reality is he wants phone calls. My reality is maybe I should text him to sort of feel the water. Is it okay to text you? No, he's a realist. call me. If I'm busy, I won't pick up. And if I am busy, I'll talk to you. And if I don't pick up, I'll call you back. Just call me. That's a realist. Now that's a perspective. That's what I'm talking about here. So we have to really look at the reality part of not only us, but somebody else. That's what really transforms us. That's what really jumps us to a higher level of understanding and communication with somebody else. Because then we look at what their reality is, and then you say, oh, can I do that? Is that within my integrity, my morals, my values, that I would want to do that? No. Okay, well, that's not the type of person I want to be with or around. But if you say, okay, well, that's their reality, that's the way it is, black and white, maybe there's a little gray, however, that's the way they want to be and that's the way it is. So can I adjust and transform to that? And am I okay with that? Am I okay with it now? Especially if this is relationships. Am I okay with it now? Am I okay with it in a year, 5 years, 10 years, a lifetime? You have to think that far ahead. Again, remember, that's what's coming up. That was the full moon. That still is the full moon. We're having that longevity of a race. We're not for the sprint just now. We're for the long race. All right. And with that long race, if things work out right and things are blessed right, you get the sun. The sun is definitely about this beautiful creative butterfly finally turning into the butterfly. That's the end result. That is the beautiful thing at the very end. And most of us, it would be a love or unconditional love, because that's what everybody strives for, unconditional love. But we got to communicate. We got to be creative. If you're in a relationship or anything like that, you've got to work at the creativity of keeping it alive, keeping the passion alive. And it doesn't mean that you go and you ask, hey, would you like to do this? Or, what do you think about this? And especially if it's sensual, you don't ask, you just do. Because then that creates, ooh, there's a spark. Wow, I never knew that you were into that. Ooh, okay, yeah, let's try that. You just never know. Okay, so that's where that comes from. And you do have to be patient with this process. Again, we all know that. That's patience, temperance, okay? But there is definitely a lot of distractions coming up. I'm going to get some clarification on this here. So there's a lot of distractions coming up here. And I don't know what it is. But you know what? Once we get close to something we really want, we're transforming almost to that butterfly. We're in the cocoon and that butterfly is getting ready to come out. That's when things really come at us, because especially negative forces or low vibrational forces, they're going to start plummeting us, because they know that, oh man, they're so close. They're going to get that reward. They're going to get that thing that the divine wants them to have. No, they can't have it. They can't have it. And so they start sending distractions and temptations and things like that all your way. Then before you know, you're just being pummeled. I hate that. Boy, that's energy draining, but I get that a lot. I get that a lot, because that he knows the low vibrations know I'm that close to divine, and then I'm going to stay that close. I'm hanging on to that. If there was a cloak, I would be hanging on to that cloak of the divine. You ain't getting me. You ain't getting me. So there's a lot of vibrations, a lot of energies that don't want you to get to that next level. All right. Because this is coming in fast. Whatever's going to be happening to you, it is coming in fast. Now, this is going to be the next week. Oh, I thought I had a bloody nose. Felt a little liquid there. But this is coming into the next week. So what is it? Are you guys going on a vacation? Are you guys planning to travel? Are you guys moving? Are you looking into a new business adventure? Maybe going and seeing a house? Having a new baby? What is it? Yeah. Come on, bring it on, bring it on. Show me the devil, bring it on. He ain't gonna get nothing. But anyway, so there is something here. Somebody, it looks like they might even be having a family member come and visit. I don't know if it's going to be expected or unexpected. I just see a family member coming to visit that I want to say that you haven't seen in a long, long time. Or you're going to see them because we have travel in here as well. And it's something that sort of is happening sudden. So there's travel in there. And the reason why is they had me look at the cup with the person in the cup. It's an unexpected time because it's going to create a little bit of a rift. Like, well, we can't do that right now. That's so sudden. Who's going to take care of the kids? Who's going to take care of the dogs? We can't just pack our bags and go. We just can't do that. Yes, you can. It's just finding the resources really quick that you can do that because we have the King of Cups. So that and the reason why I said that is because we have the Ten of Pentacles next, which is the full um, answer to everything: unconditional love, finances, the desires of our mind, the desires of our souls. This is a reward of completion, and it's new, and it's definitely new energy. So this is where I'm getting that from. So I don't know who this is, but I think this is going to bring really, I don't think it's a family reunion. This is just sort of like somebody, okay, thank you. So there says that somebody, I think whoever did like an ancestry or a, what do you call it? I did 23andMe. I was blown away at what all this. I was like, I'm going to do ancestry too and see this come up because I'm like, I'm not the same as my family, but we sort of look alike. Well, we actually, my one brother looks a lot like me, and but his came out different, and I'm like, what do I got in my background that I don't know about? However, it doesn't show any of my current relatives. My closest relatives are all like 3 and 4 generations. And I'm like, okay, so where's one of my first generation cousins? So it's not even showing up on there. However, this is sort of the energy that I'm getting that maybe somebody has done an ancestry or a D23, 23andMe kind of a thing. And this is a person that's coming into somebody's life here very, very soon. And it's like a very happy celebration. Everything that you wanted, all the things that were missing, that like a puzzle piece is coming together. Just one person that's not a little happy though. I'm not quite sure who that is, but there is one person that's like really seriously, and then they feel like, I think they're going to feel like they're left out or, betrayed, that they weren't told about this person. But you have to let the past go again. Don't worry about the past. Be happy about what's happened. If you're rekindling with somebody you didn't even know you had a relationship with and they're there, be happy with that and move forward with it. This is that forward energy, cleaning house. When my mother was on her deathbed, she told me secrets that were just like, I was like, really? I had no idea. And I had to ask if I had more siblings than I knew. So she went to her deathbed saying no. But the other thing is, we sometimes don't share those things until we're about ready to pass on, because who cares after we're gone, right? But if I would have known this stuff when I was younger, I probably would have done things differently, which could have created a lot of problems for some people. But the thing is that I was robbed of a dad, so I didn't even know. So, but there's a lot of things that can come up in our history that we don't know. So my point is to all this, don't dwell on what has happened in the past. Focus in on this transformation, this beautiful thing that is beginning to happen, blossom and grow. Release that old baggage, because you can't change it, even if they're different fathers, mothers, cousins, whatever. And just be creative in what you're going to do with this in the future for the long run. All right. I don't know who that's for, but definitely another energy out there. So we have, oops, that came in the wrong way. The Hangman. Be insightful. Be paying attention to your intuition. What does your intuition say? What is it that you need to focus in on? What is it that this offering is going to be for you? Pay attention to that. Pay attention to the positive things that are going to bring it. So, that you can bring any positive thing from a negative. When my brother was murdered, I could find all the positives in his life rather than focusing in on his death. I could bring in all the good things in his life rather than focusing on the low vibrational negative energies around his death. And that was the blessing, because I began to know my brother more through his death than actually in his life. So bring the positives to it. All right. Even if you're letting go of your past, letting go of even one thing in your past, think of the positives it's brought. My sexual abuse brought positiveness. It made me a stronger woman. It made me a more aware woman. It made me more, not vulnerable, but it made me more protective, but also too open. So I had to do a lot of homework. However, it brought me a healing. It brought me to a different level with the divine. I love it. I mean, I don't love what happened, but I love the outcome of it. All right. All right. So let's see what else we've got going. I know that the moon. Now, if you're feeling still emotional today, it's normal. It's expected. This is going to go through about the 30th, because that full moon is just crazy, crazy, crazy. I don't know about you, but I sure felt it. I had to be quiet for about 3 days. If you noticed yesterday, I was a little bit somber just because it really pulls on my emotions, and I could sit there and cry in a heartbeat. When we were talking about India and what's going on in India, I was just like, inside I was bawling, and I was trying to hold it together yesterday, because being an empath, you feel all those extra energies, and you're hypersensitive. All right, so we have justice. Again, maybe this is the ancestry thing, the paper, the justice, trying to find things out, trying to figure things out. We have the 10 of Cups. So we have the 10 of Cups, we have the 9 of Cups, and we have the 10 of Pentacles as well. So you guys can't go wrong. You guys are headed in the right direction. Be patient. Take time with the process. Let that cocoon break open and let the butterfly come out. However, that cocoon's going to stay closed if you don't work on your homework. All right. And then we have the King of Cups. Again, double. So when it is getting a little rough, get that tough skin on, and make sure that you keep moving forward, because there's going to be naysayers. There's going to be people who don't believe in you. People are going to want to put you down. People are going to say, well, how come that happened to you so fast? Oh, that can't be right, or that can't be true, or you know what, if that relationship happens too fast, it's like, it's too good to be true. I wouldn't trust that. Now, if that's not what your intuition and the divine is sharing with you, then you need to shut up and tell them to shut up and listen. That this is your journey, your life, and however fast God makes it move, you go with that, because you know what? Time is short. We have no idea what's happening. All right. So here we go real quick with the moon and the planets. Move this all up here. All right. But there definitely is somebody who is having a re-family connection, or I don't know, cousins. Could be distant, and they're like, wow, I didn't even know I had anybody. This could be somebody coming towards you in the next week or two. This could be somebody that you're going to find out is your cousin, or is your brother or sister, or whatever. The other energy is you've got to get a tough skin. If you're whatever project you're working on, be creative. Keep thinking forward. The only concern I have is this frog in the future energy, because that does take time to clean the house. It does take time to get rid of that emotional baggage, but I do know that emotional baggage can really hold you back 100% for what you are wanting to go for. All right. All right. Let us see what the moon and the stars above are doing. Definitely. 100%. 100%. So again, in this process, remember these 3 cards here. We're in this process of beauty, creative, and I can't make this stuff up. I feel funny. Okay, divine, transformation, big transformation process. All right, and then we have to be creative in what we do, and especially if you're in a relationship, have fun, especially if it's going stale and you're having problems communicating. Throw something fun and exciting in there and see what happens, especially if you're female. And then where that goes. Because right now in the unknown, that's your transformation. It's dark in the transformation process. It is very dark. If you're looking at the cocoon, you're dark in the cocoon. If you're thinking of it being a garden, it's dark underground while that little seed is growing into a plant. It's dark, it's unknown. However, you have the power to create it and bring it all together. This is the full moon. This is the full moon, guys. This is definitely the full moon. You have it all to bring it together to everything that you want. It's the number 8. That is, again, your reward, your ambition. And the number 5 is the golden palace, which is your riches. It is your rewards. And it's number 5 because it's still learning. It's unstable. It's like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to move forward? Are you going to be able to handle the long race? Or are you going to actually poop out in the sprints, Mr. Tortoise? Which, remember, in the full moon now, if you go back and watch the full moon reading, you'll understand what I mean about the racehorse, the tortoise, and the hare, because it is that type of month. It is going to be that type of month, especially in May. But you can have your rewards depending on how you bring it together. Got to get rid of the baggage. You cannot bring past baggage forward. And if you don't know how to do that, you have to heal from it. And there's all kinds of coaching and counseling and everything that will help you get rid of that baggage and allow you to release it and move forward. Because as in like if you look at horses, you can put we call a quarter horse because they're good at running a quarter of a mile. But we look at a quarter horse, we would never put him next to a thoroughbred, which races long races, and expect the quarter horse to run a long race with the thoroughbred, because the quarter horse would poop out. Just like the tortoise and the hare. The hare pooped out and the tortoise kept going. No matter how slow it prodded, it just kept going and going. Be the tortoise. Be the tortoise. And that's what it is all about. All right, guys, that's been your reading, Virgos. Oh my gosh. So much here to unpack. A lot to unpack. I had 3 big energies here. Really huge energies. I don't know which one is you or if you resonate with one. But the thing is, if it didn't resonate with you and you thought of somebody, maybe share that with them. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell if you want to know when I'm on live. So I hope this helped. I hope something resonated with you. I hope that the Divine's card was something that you were asking, needing, or hoping for him to help you with. And I hope you have a great, great week. And Star, if you're there, thank you for popping back in. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week. Oh yeah, have to do what do they call that? The parade wave? All right, we'll talk to you later.